All right. Hi, team. So let's dive into what we're doing today. Tonight for homework, you're going to read Act 1, Scene 4. And that's pretty much it. No log, no nothing. We're going to do a little worksheet together in class, but that's all the work that you have for today. So let's talk about what we're doing. We're going to watch Act 1, Scenes 2 and 3. And then we're going to go back to some of the lines that the characters speak in the play, and we're going to try to figure out how they feel about love and marriage. So, do they think it's a great thing? Are they a little bit skeptical? We're going to kind of like pick apart what they're saying and try to figure it out. Okay? All right, so here's the scene that we're watching today. We're watching Act 1, Scenes 2 and 3, and here's what happens. So, first, we're going to see Paris tell Capulet, Juliet's dad, that he wants to marry Juliet. And Capulet is worried that she's too young, she's 14, and he asks Paris to wait 2 years. But he gives Paris permission to, flirt with her and date her and, try to basically, get her interested in him. So then we go to Act 1, Scene 3, excuse me, where Benvolio and Romeo have been planning to sneak into the Capulets' party. And then, as they're getting ready for the party, we see Lady Capulet, so Juliet's mom, Juliet, and the nurse. That's like Juliet's, guardian, basically. And they're getting ready for the party. And Lady Capulet asks Juliet if she's ready to be married. And Juliet's like, oh, I don't know. I haven't thought about it. So Lady Capulet tells Juliet that Paris wants to marry her. And Juliet agrees that she's going to, spend some time with Paris and check him out and see if she likes him. So pause this video, go watch your scene, and then come back to this video so I can show you how to do the work we're doing today. Okay, so we're going to be looking at how the characters feel about love and marriage. And I'm going to do the first one together as an example, and then you can go ahead and do the rest on your own. So I need a couple of things for this. First thing is I need to have my document open. So it should be 3.4 Love and Marriage. Okay, and it looks like this. And then I also need to have my text open. And I need to make sure that I'm looking at the No Fear translation, not the graphic novel. That's not going to help me here, right? So the No Fear translation. So let me show you what I did here. On the sheet, we have different characters, Romeo, Benvolio, Capulet, Juliet, Lady Capulet, and the nurse, okay? And each one is has a sentence or a couple of sentences about how they feel about love or about marriage, or maybe both. And then here I put for you where it's located and where you can find it in the text, okay? So this first one with Romeo that we're going to work with is Act 1, Scene 1. Oh, and I forgot to put the page number. Okay, we're back. So it's Act 1, Scene 1, page 10. Okay, so when I go up here to my No Fear Shakespeare, I'm going to make sure I'm in the translation tab. Then I'm going to go here, the table of contents, and I want Act 1, Scene 1. I'm going to click on that. Okay, great. And then I know it's page 10, so I'm going to go right here to the drop down. I'm going to click page 10. Okay, and let me just double check the quote. So I'm looking for when he says, love is a smoke made with the fume of sighs, being purged, a fire sparkling in lover's eyes, being vexed, a sea nourished with lover's tears. Okay, I have no clue what that means, so I need to make sure that I'm looking at the translation. But first, let me find it. Blah, 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 Romeo's talking. Okay, here we go. It's this line right here. Okay, so let me look at the translation and see what they're really saying, because I need to put that down in my sheet. So he says, here's what love is. a smoke made out of lover's sighs. When the smoke clears, love is a fire burning in your lover's eyes. If you frustrate love, you get an ocean made out of lover's tears. Okay, I'm going to copy that and put it here, but I still am not quite sure what they're saying, so I just want to put it in my own words and make sure I've got it. So, love is this. Okay, so he says, when the smoke clears, love is a fire burning in your lover's eyes, right? Okay, so you can see, I'm going to say, love is a flame you can see in someone. And then he says, if you frustrate love, you get an ocean made out of lovers' tears. So if so frustrate would be like if you end it or get in its way. If you end love or get in its way, you will make people who are in love. Okay, so I want to be clear here. This is a really good practice. So you take the translation of what they're saying and you can put it here if you want. But really, in this box, I'm looking for this in your own words. I want to know, this is really going to tell me, do you understand what they're saying? Okay. All right. So Romeo is saying it's something you can see in someone, and if you get in the way of it, you're going to hurt people, right? And you can make them cry. So, how do they feel about love or marriage? Well, I think that Romeo understands that love has a lot of different moods. And I think he knows that being in love doesn't mean you're happy all the time. Sometimes it can be really hard. Oops. Especially if someone doesn't love you back. Okay. Now I'm going to keep doing, excuse me, that same thing for my other characters. And I want to be super, super clear. This Romeo one, this is the hardest one. So this is why we did this as an example. The other ones, Benvolio, Capulet, Juliet, Lady Capulet, the nurse, they're way, way easier to figure out what they're saying. But if you run into problems, of course, as usual, let me know.